In this video, I'm going to talk about what is scenario outline in BDD SpecFlow. Scenario outline is nothing but in one word definition, it is a data-driven testing. So it is used for data-driven testing, and we can also call it as a parameterization testing. So most of the people know about what is data-driven testing. You know that, right? So data-driven testing is nothing but testing the same feature or functionality with multiple set of data or different sets of data. So we'll see the definition first of scenario outline, and then we'll get into the deeper of the scenario outline context. So what is scenario outline? Scenario outline is used when the same test is performed multiple times with a different combination of values. That means you have only one scenario. You have only one scenario, but that scenario can be tested with a multiple sets of data. That means various combination of data. I'll give an example. You want to test a login functionality with a different credentials. I mean, you want to log into the application with the various combinations of data at one go. So in that case, you will create a scenario outline and you will pass all the data values in the example section. That we'll see that later. And it uses the scenario outline keyword. So there is a scenario outline keyword in Gherkin in the feature file. And when you're passing the data, okay, we are passing the different type of data to the scenario outline, right? So that data will be enclosed in the quotation less than greater than symbol. So inside this quotation, we are passing the a variable name to carry the data. That means name of the data. And the actual data sets are provided in the data table using examples keyword. And each row of the data table represents a separate test instance. So we are passing those data, okay, those variable data in the example sections using the pipe symbol. We'll see that in the scenario outline feature file. The scenario outlines are particularly useful for data-driven testing, which is allowing you to run the same scenario with the different inputs to ensure the application behaves correctly under various conditions. That means you are testing the same scenario with the different various inputs or various combination of data to check whether the system behaving as per the requirements or not. That's what the context of the scenario outline. In one word, if you want to give the answer to the interviewer, okay, when somebody asks question in the interview, you have to give in one word answer that is called scenario outline is used for a data-driven testing. That means if you want to test with the various sets of data for one single scenario, okay, you can give an example for the login. If you want to test the login functionality with the various login types or various login data or various login credentials, in one go, you have to use a scenario outline. I'll give the best example in the real time, what kind of scenarios will be automated by using scenario outline and when to use that. We will see that. Let's get on to this Visual Studio. I'll freshly create a new project. I don't want to go with the existing one to make confuse you. So I'll take the SpecFlow. So select the SpecFlow project. So this is, I can say, scenario outline project. Next and next. And once it is done, you have to make sure to be installed with the Selenium libraries. That is very important. Go to your project, manage NuGet packages. In the browse section, you have to install only two libraries. One is the Selenium library, Selenium WebDriver. And second one is a Chrome. These two are primarily important. Now, these two are installed successfully into my project. So it is getting installed. That's okay, fine. We'll go and check. Yep. Okay, so this is the existing feature file, right? So I'm going to remove it. I'm going to remove this one. So we will freshly create a new feature file here. So we're supposed to work on login functionality. Okay. I'll give you two best examples. You can follow the same. So I'm going to create a feature file here. That's called login.feature file. login.feature. Add here. Ignore this error message. All right. So first, yeah, we can remove this one. We can remove everything from this here. Now, before writing the scenario outline, what exactly you want to implement? What exactly you want to write as part of the scenario outline? So before that, you should have the manual test cases ready. So this is my notepad, and I will have an application. I will have an application. So let me put a side by side. Number one, the scenario one will come to the scenario one. Okay, I'm going to implement scenario outline later. First, we need to understand what can be a part of the scenario outline. Okay, verify login functionality with the valid data. With the valid data. Number one. Number two. Number two. Verify login functionality with invalid data. With invalid data. Number three. Verify login functionality without 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 credentials, without login credentials, without login credentials. That means you're not entering any kind of username password and simply click on the login button. And scenario four, that means scenario four. Scenario four, verify login functionality when email address entered when user enter or when user enter wrong email address. Wrong email address. All right. But you have the high level scenario, but where are the steps? That's very, very important, right? Where are the steps? So for that, I'll simply write here given user navigate to site URL. I'll copy this in the paste in the feature file later, but I'm just writing it. User navigate to site URL. And the next step is user click on the login link. You will be landing on this particular page, then you have to click on the login link. That's very, very important. Okay. So then when user click on login link. Okay. Next, what happens? Next, usually we will verify the title. Okay. I'll verify the title here also. Then, then, then I verify the login page title. Login page title. So you need to mention that if you want to mention that in the title name, you can mention it. Okay. You can just right click on here, view page source, and copy this one. Copy this one and paste here. Double quotation. Okay. So this is not the scenario outline. This is a simple scenario. And what next? Now I'll go here. After clicking on the login link, I'm verifying the title. Then I have to enter the data in the username and in the email and password. So when user enter login credentials is fine. Login credentials is fine. So that is example. Can say email and password. Email and password. Okay, I can say I'll just put in the this one quotation. This is an example rk test@yahoo.com. This is my email and the password is pass. I would say it's not pass. So testing 1 to 2. Now where are we? We are at a login. Then click on okay and click on when user click on login button. Listen carefully. Okay. So I'm writing the first scenario login button. So usually you're entering the valid credentials, right? So user enter or maybe valid credentials or maybe credentials is enough. Okay. Login credentials. And you're clicking on the login button. So obviously, when you're entering the username, correct credentials, then you will have definitely is going to be logout button. You'll see that there should be a logout button here. So I think this is not working. So let me register once. So I'll go with some test to test. rk@yahoo.com, and then testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. So the same email address I'm giving here. Now you see the logout button along with your username, right? So you can verify any of these things, any of these two. Okay, I'm going to verify logout button, and same way I'm going to click on the logout button. So that's what. Then I verify logout button visible. Okay, and when user click on logout button. So logout link, sorry, logout link, logout link. So this first scenario is completed. First scenario is completed. What about the second scenario, guys? Second scenario, I can same copy paste up to till here. This is invalid data, correct? Invalid data. So I'll copy this. Okay, I'll copy this and I'll paste here. I'll paste here. I'm entering the incorrect password. Okay, let's example. This is a testing 223. This is incorrect password. Okay, testing 223. So in this case, this account is not exist. So the credentials provided are incorrect. This is what we wanted. Okay, we can take the total message, but this is the different message. I'm just copying this one. Okay, I'm just copying this. So after clicking on the login button, what will happen, guys? Clicking on the login button, right? So login button, when user click on the login button, when user click on login button, and then I verify, okay, error message saying that this is the one. You have to verify it because upon this invalid credentials, you are getting this error message, correct? Scenario 2 is completed. What next? You're not entering any data. You're not entering any data. So in that case, what will happen? This is the common steps. Okay, you can copy these things, paste here. The only thing, you are not giving any data here. Okay, you're not entering any data. I'm just removing this one. Okay, just remove. User does not enter any login credentials. Click on the login button. Then user verify. I verify. Then I verify. Error message. Then I verify. Error message is saying that what happens? No customer account found. Right. So up to here, 3 scenarios completed. What next? Next, when user enter the wrong email address. So I'll copy the same thing here. I'll copy this one. Okay, I'll copy these two till here. Copy this, paste here. And this is the format I'm giving wrong here. Okay, this qtestarcade.com is a wrong email address and your password is same. So let us try with this. Copy this and paste it. Immediately you are getting this. Please enter a valid email address. So this is what you have to verify. Hope you understand what I'm saying. Then I verify. Error message. This one. Now these are the individual scenarios. Okay. Now I'm going to make it only one single scenario by using scenario outline. Right. So let me copy this thing. Now I'll show you how I'm going to convert this. I'm going to show you how I'm going to convert it to scenario outline. Paste here. So I'll remove this scenario, these two numbers, because it won't recognize. Scenario. So I think this is something to fact. Now, how to convert this into the scenario outline? Right. Yes. Now come back here. This type scenario, then you will see scenario outline here. Select this one. Now, what is the name of the scenario that you are going to test it? I'm going to verify login functionality with with multiple set of data, the multiple sets of data, or with various combination of data. Okay, with various combination of data. Fine. Now tell me what are the common steps are here. This is the common steps. These are the common steps for each and every scenario. So you know, right? So when you have the common steps in scenario or scenario outline, okay. So put in the background. Why don't you put in the background here? Just put in the background. Put in the background. Okay. All right. Now I'll remove. Anyway, I'll remove it. I'm slowly customizing these scenarios, optimizing these scenarios. Now, I don't want these four scenarios, individual four scenarios. I want to make it only one. So that's what we are doing now. So scenario outline till they're fine. Now you want to enter the credentials, right? Copy this, and paste it. So as we discussed, when you want to enter a data into the scenario outline, you need to add the variable name, okay, in the double quotation as well as the less than greater than symbol. Inside that, you have to pass the variable name. Example, this is the email, and this is going to be password. Password. Okay. But where are we calling this email password? I'll explain you later. So before that, we'll finish the context. Now, next one, click on the login button. This is common step. So I'm going to remove two more steps, guys, from here. Login button credentials entered, here done. Okay. So I'm going to remove it. And here also, I'm going to remove it. Okay. Before removing that, I'll do one thing. Let me keep it as it is. I'll remove once the scenario outline is completed. Now, what next? Error messages, outcome, right? So outcome. Then I verify the output from the login page. Okay. So this is what I'm creating. But output means we have to store somewhere. So I'm going to make it as one more variable that is called output. So this one should be in the quotation. Right. So we have the email, password, and output. Where are the values? So that will be available in the example section. Okay. In the examples, use the pipe symbol. This is called pipe symbol whenever you have this one. Okay. This is the pipe symbol. And inside that, you have to pass the values, right? So first, we have to call the variables now. Email, password. We have three variables. One is the email, second one is the password, third one is the output. These three. Now, email place, you have to enter the first email address. Copy these and paste it. Okay. And password. Paste. If you don't understand, I'll explain you once again. Don't worry. And okay, we are verifying the logout, right? So then I verify the logout link is visible or not. Okay. That is output. Logout. That's it. Okay. Next one, next set of data, second set of data. So I can remove this entire scenario we can remove because this is completely covered. So this click on the logout button also will be part of this particular section. I'll cover that. Remove this. Second scenario. Copy this, paste it. And copy this password and paste it. Should not have any kind of double quotes. Just have to only plain text. Now, what error message you're getting here? Copy this. All good. Now, two scenarios are covered. I can remove this. Now, third scenario, what next? We are not entering any data, right? So does not enter any data. So what you'll do when you don't have any data to enter in the login field, then we can just keep it as empty. Simple. Okay. Empty password. Right. All good. So now this message should get it. When you don't pass any login credentials, you should be able to see this message. So in that case, third scenario also got completed. Now fourth scenario, right? So this is the fourth scenario. Copy this paste it. Which case is this? This is, I think, functionality or wrong email address, right? It's wrong email address. Copy this. All right. And what next, guys? This message should be able to see. Copy this. Now, awesome. Now I can remove this because I covered all the 4 scenarios in one single scenario outline. Now simply go and create what? Step definitions. I need to implement the logic for this, right? Because I should know how it is working. Right click, define steps. So I think obviously we are getting this kind of errors initially. Don't worry about this one. Just click on OK button and simply go to the project, right click on the project and clean rebuild it. Okay, clean and rebuild it. So now we are the steps are converted into the purple color. Okay, now you can implement that. Right click, define steps. So now you can able to see all the steps which are given in the feature file scenario. So it is giving the class name, login, step definition. First time when you're creating for a particular scenario, you can just click on create button. Automatically, it is going to generate this login step definition class. Yes, it is created. Hope you understand what I'm saying. Yes. Yes. Now you have a plain step definition for the login. Now you have to implement the logic. Okay. So I think you have also, I mean, seen my previous videos. There I have trying to convert this entire project into the framework. So I'm just trying to create one reusable class. Okay, that is a reusable class. It's called base class. It's nothing complex. Okay, it's a base class. Very simple. In the base class, what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to create a WebDriver instance there and there. I'm setting up the WebDriver, also killing the WebDriver. You know, right? How to install the WebDriver? I don't explain how to create the WebDriver instance. Simple I WebDriver, non-driver. Simple. Okay. And then I am going to create public void setup method. Or we can say invoke browser, simple. Invoke browser. All good. Then driver is equal to new Chrome driver. This is obviously we know that because I want to work on the Chrome browser. And the driver dot navigate dot go to URL. In Selenium Java, when you're using Java language, the driver dot get only will come, right? Driver dot get. Here you have to pass the URL. Where is my URL here? This is a demo web shop URL. Now I'm going to maximize this. Yes, done. The same as shall we create the killing the browser public void tear down. That's called closed browser. For your understanding purpose, I'm using closed browser. Good. You're right, sir. By default, it is giving suggestions. Driver.close. All good. Now, how do you call this class to your step definition class? You know, right? How to extend that? In Java, we are using extend keyword. When it's come to the C#, it is giving colon, right? Colon. We have to call this base, 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 simple base. Okay. When you go to the base, public, void, invoke browser. I need to call this invoke browser, right? Invoke browser. Yes. So setup is complete. I mean, user navigate to the site UI. And next step is user click on the login link. Na? So, you know, right? So how to take the properties. Since you're a Selenium automation guy, you should know how to take the properties. Right click on this one, selector hub. If you don't install the selector hub, please go and install it. Or else you can simply go to the inspect element and take the property. Selector hub. I'm taking the absolute expert or relative expert. Okay. So driver dot find element by dot control dot. Okay. You have to import this by, otherwise, you know, it will give small by and you will get confused. You will not get the methods inside the by dot. I'm using expert now, so I can use double quotes. Yes. Dot click, because I'm going to perform an operation called as a click operation. And what next? Enter the title, right? So this is a title, and verify the title means, how do you get the title, guys? In Selenium Java, we get driver.get title, but here we have only driver.type. And this one I want to store in one variable because I want to get the title at runtime. Correct? This is the actual title. Store. But you need to verify the actual title equal to expected title. So we must use assertions compulsory. Since we are using NUnit unit testing framework for my project, so I can use only NUnit assertions. So we have an option here, just import that. So automatically importing the NUnit framework using dot r equals. Okay, as a dot r equals. That means we are verifying actual and expected title. We are done. And when it's come to the email address and password, login credentials, we can just change the variable names here. Yes, these are the arguments actually. These are the arguments which are from the methods. So now how to do that? Driver dot find element. Okay, by dot. You can use ID or something else. Okay, it is giving automatically, but I'm just passing email. But if you take the property by saying this one, I'm sorry. So I'm going to take the XPath property for this. Right click, select relative XPath. I'm going to use XPath flow. Cool. And this is going to be the send keys, not the click. The send keys email address. And copy the same thing here and paste it. Because you won't enter the password, correct? Relative XPath. This is the password. Remember, guys, whenever you are working on this kind of activities, okay, if you before entering any data to the text box, we must clear it. That is very, very important. So in that case, what I'll do, I'll just simply create a iWeb element. I can say username, uname. I mean, say email, no, uname. Okay, uname is equal. This is the one. Cut this, paste it. Simple. And then we have to uname dot send keys. Before send keys, we must clear the data from the text box. Uname dot clear. Dot clear. Right. Same thing we have to implement for the password also. Copy this. I'm giving pass is equal to this one. Cut this, paste it. And here pass dot clear. So we are clearing the data from the password field, if any. Okay. Usually it won't be, but sometimes it will be. So my job is done from the login credentials. Next job. The next job is click on the login button. So you must take the property of this login button. Guys, if you're using this website especially, okay, if you're using other website, I don't know. If you're using this website, please try to take the absolute XPath, okay? Relative XPath somehow is not working for me sometimes, okay? Sometimes it's not working for me. I don't know. Driver dot find element by dot XPath. So I'm taking this absolute XPath dot submit. You might have a question from here. Why I'm using submit? Why I'm using submit instead of using click? We have a click method na direct. Why don't you use that click method by instead of using click? Why do you use the submit button? If you right click on this one, inspect element, you see that there is a type is equal to submit. So when the button is having type is equal to submit, try to use submit only, okay? Because sometimes click won't work. Sometimes click won't work, okay? In that case, you must use the submit. If the click is not working, go with the submit. Done. I'm done. What next? And this is the actual part of the scenario, guys. Okay. You need to verify. You need to verify the output for 4 scenarios, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4 in one single step. In one single step, you need to verify four validations. Four validations depends on these inputs, right? So for that, I'm going to create another method. Yes, okay. This is very important. Public void verify verify output verify out, right? So how many parameters, how many arguments I'm using here? Example, this is a message. Okay, this is a message. I'm also using the same thing. String message. First scenario, what? First scenario is log out, right? After log into this website, you must log. So what I'm trying to do, if 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 message dot contains log out, so control Z, log out. Same log out, capital log out. Fine. Dot contains, open bracket, close bracket. You need to click on that. You need to verify the login or logout button is visible. Also, you need to verify, you need to click on the login button. First, you need to verify the logout button is visible. Then you have to click on the logout link. First, you need to verify the logout link is visible. Then you have to click on the logout link. That's what we have to do. So for that, what I'll do, I'll create a web element, iWeb element. Okay, iWeb element. And this is logout link is equal to driver dot find element. Okay, by dot. I'm using the link text. I'm using the link text. Why I'm using link text? I know this application. Once I log into the website, I'll get logout link here. Okay, I know that. So I can simply go and write directly. If you have a question here, you can simply go and log in and try to do that. Try to check whether I'm using the right property or not. Okay, and here, okay, logout link dot dot displayed dot displayed. So this should be assertion. This should be assertion compulsory. So in that case, assert dot is true. I'm using what? Is true. Why I'm using is true? Because this is going to return true or false. Is display, I mean displayed is going to return true or false. If this is returning true, then this test is passed. Otherwise, this test will fail. That's what the condition. Okay, this is going to anyway true. Anyway true. And this true equal to true. It's fine. It's passed. Next, logout, we have to click on it. You have to click on it. Yes. Next, first scenario logic is completed. Second scenario is else if message dot message message dot contains. Second scenario, what? The credentials provided are incorrect. Copy this, paste it, open bracket. So whenever you click on the incorrect credentials here, okay, I'm using where is the incorrect credentials? Here is the one. No, sorry, not this one. I'll copy that first. This is the one, right? So I'll just copy it. And password is wrong. Password is wrong. Come back here. This is some wrong password I'm giving it. Login link. The credentials are incorrect. Take the property of this one. It's very important. Take the property of this one. Related fixed path. I'm copying it. Control F. Right click. Inspect element. Control F and find it. It is highlighting. This is my XPath. Copy this. Okay. You know what I'm doing, right? So right. Again, I had to create a web element. iWeb element. This is called error message. I can call as error message. MSG is equal to driver dot find element by dot XPath. Okay. So inside you can put this particular XPath. Yes. Now what next, guys? So again, asset dot. You can say is true or maybe is true or is true. You can put is true. Error message dot displayed. But here, this is not the complete validation that we are doing it. Complete. It's not a complete validation, so I can say, because we are just asking. Yes, it is a complete validation because li normalize space hyphen space, and this is the a particular text we are getting it. This is a particular text we are getting it. Oops. Oops, I should remove. I should remove this one. I should remove it. This one removed. Yep. All good. Yeah, this is enough. I think we are just checking whether this element is displayed or not. Perfect. Next, fourth case. Else, if again, seven message dot contains. I'm not doing any complex kind of designing, guys. So it's a simple logic that I'm creating. Fourth, third scenario, no customer form. This is the empty credentials, right? Empty credentials, you're not passing any data. You're not passing any data. So here, you're not passing any data here. So in this case, driver dot find element. I'm sorry, I can use the same way. Error message is equal driver dot find element by dot xpath inside this. And where is that? Again, go back, click on the login link, login button, and you have to copy the xpath of this particular one. So no customer account found, normal space. So I'll use the same thing here. End up this one, semicolon, enter. Now assert dot is true. Perfect. It is giving suggestions. Now, how many I did it? I think three scenarios, right? Three scenarios, logic complete. Now, fourth one, incorrect email address, right? Incorrect email address. Copy this. We need to copy the entire one. Now, else, yes, message dot contains. Perfect. Now, I'll copy the same thing here, paste here, paste here. Now, the logic is driver dot find element by dot xpath. Okay. I'll take the property of that one. I'm entering wrong. You see that this we are getting the incorrect email address error message. Please enter valid email address. Right click on this one, select hub, copy relative XPath. Okay, so this is the one where is getting highlighted. So I can take this XPath. Perfect. Now what next, guys? Simple. Displayed. All good. But this time, the message can be different, right? So far is equal to email. So I just want to same kind of message. This one. We'll take the different XPath. So we'll take the different XPath. We can also use like this. Copy this one. I'll go here, double slash star. Okay. If you are really expert, what text is equal to quotation. Yep. This is good. I think this is good. I'll copy this XPath. So this will refer the complete proper text path. All good. Now we are done with the logic implementation. Now we'll copy this. Simply paste here. Message. That's it. That's it. Now what you'll do, you just have to right click, rebuild the solution. Now you see there are four scenarios. You see that there are four scenarios in the scenario outline. Four scenarios means four sets of data, right? So we are running with the four sets of data. So that's why it is giving the four scenarios names. Okay, four scenarios names. Don't worry about that. So it will give the proper data here. I mean, you will see the complete scenario name. You see that with all the, what type of data you're passing here, without data, invalid email, and this is the correct email address, correct credentials. This is the incorrect password. All these things. But I want to run this at a time. I don't want to run a single one. Okay, I want to run at a time. So I'm going to run the login feature directly. Login feature. Before that, you must save it. Launching the browser, log out. Perfect. So in the scenario outline, it is going to open the new browser every scenario. So it's open four browsers. So now we'll see the four scenarios are passed. All good, right? So I just want to close every end of the scenario. So then I'll and I close and do the close the browser. Anyway, we have already implemented the step definition logic. I'll just simply define the step. I'll copy it, go to login, and I'll just paste here. Okay, just paste it. And just remove this one. And we have already tear down method, right? So tear down, I mean close the browser. Close browsers. Fine. Now try to use this. Let me close all these browsers anyway. I'm going to run it. It's closed. Now it's opening another browser. Let's verify the second scenario. It's closed. Pass. Third scenario pass. All good. Now this time I want to show you a different scenario outline. Okay, just stay with me. Now the scenario outline. You will see most of the examples in the Google or maybe YouTube. You will see this kind of scenario outlines. Okay, verify login functionality with with multiple login credentials. Multiple login credentials. So this is multiple login credentials. Multiple means I'm just login only valid. Okay, valid only valid. So we can say multiple valid login credentials. Okay, so we'll see that. First, let me do this one. Why don't we copy the same thing here? I'll copy the same thing here, but the slide change. Copy the same thing and login. Enter the login credentials and login button. And this one, I want to verify output as a logout only logout, only logout. So for this, remove this, remove this, remove this, all this. So I'll do one Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Y. Yes. So now I want to do the slide change here. I don't want to use this. I want to verify the output here. Simply, I will verify the logout. Okay. I verify the logout visible, visible, and click on and use the click on logout link. Simple. Then close the browser. This is enough. And you have to change this data. I'll change it. Okay, I'll change the data first. So first, let me go and create some sets of data here. Go here. I'm going to create some sets of data. So test, 09, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. Copy this. This already exists. So I can say 1, 9. Copy this. I'm sorry. It is also coming from. Yeah. 569. 569, it's working fine. And log out. Right. So let me copy, let me paste here. Insert. So testing 569, right? So testing 569. I'll copy this and paste here. Password is same. And next one, I'm going to create one more account. Test. So 568. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Copy this. Right. So this one is a different account. Okay. And the same password. Now next one is I'm going to create admin account. Okay. Admin, 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 admin at yahoo.com. I'll copy this admin. Okay. Admin at 112. Admin at 112. Just create it. Log out. Come back here. Paste here. And the admin at 112. This is the password. And what next? I'm going to create one more account. Okay. This is employee user, EMP user, user, EMP user, employee user. Okay. Employee user 123 at yahoo.com. I'll copy this and EMP at 112. EMP at 112. Register. Right. And this is EMP at 112. This is the password, right? And what next? I'm going to create one more account. Okay. You understand it why I'm creating all these things, because if you want to log into the website with multiple user credentials, that means different type of user credentials. Let's say you're working for the banking applications, you must have the customer account, employee account, and maybe admin account. Okay, manager account, something else. Okay, like that. Can say customer account, and this is a customer account at hotmail.com. I'll copy this and cust at 112, cust at 112. Perfect. So I'm going to add one more data. Okay, one more data that is called cust account. I'm sorry, remove this, and this is called cust at 112. 5 5. All right. And why do I need this one on output? It's not required now. Yes, it's not required. It's not required. Not required. Now all good. Now, if you want to format this document, right, okay, simply go to the edit, advanced, format document. It is going to format in the beautiful way. All right. I think we forgot to miss these two statements to define it. Right click, define two steps, copy these two steps, go back to your this one, step definitions, and implement logic here. So first of all, verify the login, logout link visible or not. Driver dot find element by dot link text. Okay, by dot link text is called logout, logout, logout displayed. So I'm going to write directly here. Asset dot is true. If anything mistakenly written here, please leave a comment in the comment section. We can write that way. Okay. But anyway, this is the basic programming. Okay, it's a basic scripting. All right. Next one, we can click on this button. So we can click on this logout link. We'll copy this, paste here, dot click. Dot click. Okay. Yep. Then we have to verify, we have to close the browser, right? So that is anyway it's closing. Now we'll just clean, rebuild. Guys, if you're getting these kind of error messages like Chrome driver.exe file, right? Why this is why we're getting these kind of errors. Chrome driver.exe is denied. Very it's true, because we are not able to clean the solution or build of the project because of already opened Chrome instances there in the task manager. You have to kill that. If you get this kind of errors, don't worry. You just go to the task manager, and kill those Chrome driver.exe files. See so many other, right? So it can kill all those things. Kill all those things. All good. Next one. Now you can go on, clean it, rebuild it. You won't get that. It's all good. Will success fine. Now go back to your scenario here. Okay. Now you'll see different one. See, so our scenario is verify login functionality with multiple valid credentials. So this is what we need it. right? This is what we did. How many are there? There are 5. Now you can go and run it. Should log in first. Perfect. It's closing, passing. So we are doing the same scenario with this different credentials. That's it. I think okay, something went wrong here. I think this test case is going to be failed. It's all good. Maybe that is not registered properly. Fine. It's the 5th one, which is the last one. So I think this is also not created properly. I think maybe something went wrong here. Okay, something went wrong with this account. So these 2 accounts are not registered properly. Okay, not registered, or maybe something went wrong with those accounts. So that's okay. But anyway, it's working fine. All the scenarios you can create your own accounts and you can work on it. Okay, this is how you have to use the scenario analysis. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you in the next session.